Are you guys ready for the most insane, beautiful,
I'll be holding you. I'll be holding you. I'll be holding.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today, excuse my voice by the way, I'm still sick. Today's tutorial is inspired by 2018. I wanted to just create a look that represents how I feel going into the year, that represents kind of the trends that I'm really excited about and the kind of makeup that I'm really looking forward to wearing a lot more in 2018. So this is the look that I came up with. It's obviously natural because those are my favorite kinds of everyday looks, but there is a little bit of an element of glamour and a little bit of a more dewy complexion, which is something that I want to try a little more this year. So this is the look I'll be showing you guys how to create today. Also, I wanted you guys just to kind of be inspired by the idea of this look. So throughout the tutorial, I'm going to be giving both high-end and drugstore or affordable options as we go along so that you guys can kind of achieve the same look no matter what price point the products are. So if you're interested in just creating something similar to this, you can either go for the high-end version or find the drugstore dupe and save a little money, but still get the same effect in your makeup look. So before we get into this tutorial, please make sure to join the family by hitting the subscribe button. And if you're already subscribed but you want to be notified, hit the little bell and you'll just get notifications every time I post. So if you guys want to see my everyday makeup look for 2018, then just keep watching. So for brows today, I went ahead and filled in my brows with the Foolproof Brow Powder from Benefit. I just think that softer brows are going to be more in this year, and personally that's something that I want to kind of lean toward, is more of a soft and natural brow. I always kind of go for a natural brow, but using powder really helps create a nice soft and diffused effect. So I just filled that in with a little angled brush, and I didn't even carve it out this time around. I feel like I'm gonna go for a little bit more of a natural shape. So I'm not gonna be too precise. I'm just gonna leave it as is. So let's move into skin. For skin this year, I wanna kind of gravitate toward a more dewy complexion, which is really different for me. I usually kind of like a more matte complexion, matte and full coverage. But recently I've been kind of trying out a little bit more of a dewy look. Let's start with a primer that's going to be really hydrating and really smoothing at the same time. It is the Maybelline Master Prime Hydrate and Smooth Primer. I really like this. I really like how it's more of a lotion type primer. So I'm just going to apply this all over the face. Plus, since I'm getting over a cold, hydrating everything is a must for me. I just feel like my skin is so dry right now. So for foundation, I'm actually really excited to share this combination with you guys. These are foundations that I've had for several months, and one of them I've had for over a year now. I've talked about them several times here on my channel, but I took them with me to San Francisco over the past week. I love this combination. So I'm going to start with the Estee Lauder Double Wear Nude Water Fresh Foundation. I did a review on this foundation forever ago and I really liked it, and then I started using other foundations and kind of forgot about it, and just the other week I pulled it out again and I am obsessed with it. But I'll show you guys how I really like to wear it. So I'm gonna apply this kind of all over the skin first. I'm just gonna use my Sigma 3D HD Kabuki brush, but I've been kind of liking this technique of putting a more lightweight foundation on all over the skin first, and then going over in the areas that maybe you tend to get a little more oily or that you want more coverage. I go over that with the other foundation, which I'll show you in a second, and I just love how it looks. And it's tried and true. It really does last all day. I love it. So I just kind of distribute this all over the skin. And don't worry if there's brush marks. Woo! Oh no, I dropped the lid. It went so far away. Oh no. And then I take my normal Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation. This is a super full coverage, much more matte finish foundation. So I've been loving to take just a tiny bit of this. I've been kind of focusing it like in the center of the face a little bit more, just because that's kind of where I get oily. But then I'll also put it along the jawline because that's kind of where I get redness and acne scarring. So then I'm going to take my Morphe sponge. I'm going to kind of press this on top of the Water Fresh foundation. And I don't know why, but I like doing this better than like mixing the two in my hand and applying it all over. I've tried that before, and for some reason I like this method a little better. So this year I'm going to try to take baby steps toward a more lightweight, light to medium coverage foundation. I am such a full coverage person because I usually have some discoloration and acne scarring and blemishes, so I'm taking baby steps in that direction as I try to improve my skin. Until then, this is really my favorite foundation combination right now. So next I'm going to go into concealer. I've been liking using something that's a little bit more lightweight recently. I need to buy a new one of this. This is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. It is so good, you guys. I mentioned this in my yearly favorites. I'm almost out of it now, but I love the consistency. I love the coverage. Never creases, never gets cakey or anything like that. And it doesn't feel heavy on the skin either, which I really, really love. So I'm applying that under the eyes and down the center of the face as well. And then with that same Morphe sponge, I'm just going to blend this out. So then I'm going to go into my current favorite loose setting powder. This is from Patrick Star and MAC. It's the Patrick's powder from the Patrick Star and MAC collection that they recently launched. And I just start kind of pressing this on the outer portions of the face. I cannot get over how airbrushed this powder makes your skin look. Oh my goodness. But I've been loving to focus this kind of on the outer portions of the face, because I do always like to set this area just because I want my foundation to stay all day. So this is the main area that I put this powder. And then I also do like to set the nose with it. But I have another powder that I've been loving for under the eyes, which I will show you in a moment. So now that we have that area kind of set, I'm going to set the under eyes with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. This stuff is so incredible. I absolutely love this. And I just take the same brush and let's make sure that there's no creases underneath the eyes. And I just set the under eyes with this. And I also like to put a little bit of this powder just down the T-zone, like around the nostrils, especially since I'm kind of sick still. I love this powder for covering up redness and then just around my smile lines here. And then I'm just going to take some of Patrick's powder and sweep that across the eyelid to set the concealer that we applied there. So then I'm going to bronze up the skin. I'm just going to mix the two bronzer shades in my favorite palette right now. This is the Bord de Plage palette from NARS. You guys have heard me talk about this over and over and over, but I can't stop using it. It's just so good. So I'm going to mix the two bronzers, and using my Sigma large angled contour brush, I'm just going to press this into the contours of the cheeks, as well as around the hairline, just around the entire outer portion of the face to really bronze and sculpt everything. I'm also taking those same bronzers and running them down the sides of the nose, as well as in this area here. I'm running some underneath the nose as well, and under the lip here. And then, this is not a new trick. I've done this several times, but it's one of my favorite ways to do eyeshadow. I'm going to run those same bronzers just right through the crease of my eye. I just love how this looks. You can use whatever bronzer you're using or your favorite bronzer. So I'm putting most of it through the crease, but then I am dragging the rest onto the lid a little bit. And I'm bringing it into this inner corner here. I'm just going to pinch that same brush and apply it to the lower lash line. So now I'm just going to take that translucent powder brush and blend it over the complexion just to make sure that bronzer really looks seamless and blended into the skin. So for me personally, I just feel like a more soft complexion and soft features are really something that I'm going to be loving this year. So I'm going to create a really soft winged eyeliner with some eyeshadow. I've done this before, but I just really love the effect it gives. And for an everyday look, it's a way to add a little extra definition without looking too harsh. And it's also not difficult either. It's not like, you know, working with a really heavy, dark black liner and messing up or being afraid to mess up. I feel like using an eyeshadow is much more foolproof and much easier. I'm going to hop into one of my current favorite eyeshadow palettes and just take the dark brown shade here. This one is called Elfish. This is the Kathleen Lights times Colourpop Dream Street eyeshadow palette. Just use whatever dark brown eyeshadow you've got lying around. But I'm just going to take that on an angled brush, and sometimes I do wet the brush, but this time I'm just going to make sure I tap off the extra, and I'm just going to create a really soft winged eyeliner using this. And the best part is, if you just keep smudging it and buffing it out, it looks better and better. So you don't have to worry about it being super duper perfect. This eyeliner has kind of a purplish undertone, which I feel like colored eyeliner, I don't know, I just feel like it might come back a little bit more this year than we saw last year. I feel like the 80s is going to be a little bit more of an inspiration in 2018, just with like the crimped hair. I'm seeing crimped hair come back a little bit right now, and then I just feel like colored mascara and colored eyeliner just might make a little comeback this year. We'll have to see. That's just my personal prediction. I love how that looks with the eyeshadow. I just feel like it's a little bit more soft, but it adds definite definition. And you can use any color to do this, and it would be really beautiful and soft. I feel like a lighter brown might even work as well, so you could try that too. For eyelashes, I don't know. I really am obsessed with this combo that I used in my last tutorial. The Benefit They're Real Tinted Primer topped with the Benefit They're Real Mascara. This mascara has been one of my my favorites for a really long time, but I just recently tried it with this primer and holy cow, it adds such a crazy effect to my lashes. I almost forgot though, I want to add some glitter to the eyes before I apply mascara. And right now, I just feel like glitter was something that was really popular in 2017, but I feel like in 2018, especially for me, I feel like glitter is going to be a little bit more wearable, and I found a way to use glitter on an everyday basis that I just love, and I feel like it's not too much. You can still have a more natural look, and you can wear this glitter, and it's not going to be overpowering, but it just looks really pretty. The glitter that I've been obsessed with, I got this for Christmas. This is the Natasha Denona Chroma Crystal Top Coat, and the one that I've loved for every day is this shade right here. It's called Nude. Look how beautiful that is. Oh my goodness. And what I love about this is it's a top coat, so you can basically do whatever kind of makeup look that you want on your eyes, and then if you want a little pop of glitter on top, you just take this. So I'm just taking it on my finger, and I'm going to press this all over the lid. I've loved it, just like all over. And it just adds something. It's not too much though, and I feel like it's so good for every day. I've worn this as well, like without doing the shadow liner, just for like a really quick makeup look if I'm running out of time, and it just makes it look like you tried so hard, but you didn't, and you actually didn't have that much time. You just run the bronzer through the crease, and on the lower lash line, pop some glitter on top, and it just adds a little something extra. All right, now I'm gonna go in with that mascara, the They're Real Tinted Primer, and then top it with the They're Real Mascara. I'm gonna do quite a bit. I'm into like lashes right now. I'm into like really big, like almost clumpy, spidery lashes. I don't know. That's just my personal taste right now, and I just really, really like it. So I'm gonna apply this first. And now that I've got the primer on, I'm gonna top it with the They're Real Mascara. I'm gonna do 2 coats on the top and bottom lashes. And that is the eyes done, my friends. Look how lashy that is. Whoa. A fluff just flew off my finger. Okay, so let's finish up the complexion. I've been so into bright cheeks recently, and I've been loving the Benefit Dandelion Blush. This is just a beautiful pink shade. I just really like it. So I'm just gonna take that on a brush and just press it on the cheeks. And I like a pretty good amount of blush. I just think there's something about it that's like youthful and healthy. So I definitely don't hesitate to pack on the blush. And then, I've shown this so many times in my tutorials, but I just sometimes like to take a little bit of blush and add that to the eye makeup, and it just kind of adds a little something extra. So let's hop back into the NARS Bord de Plage palette. For me personally, I just like really subtle, like dewy skin highlighters, and this highlighter, or these 4 mixed together, have been absolutely incredible. So I'm just gonna mix the 4 of these together and apply these to the high points of my face, and they're kind of buildable highlights, so I just like to kind of build them up. I'm adding a little bit down the center of the nose, cupid's bow, cheekbones, of course. Ah, I have some texture that just got highlighted. Perfect. And then I like to add a little bit above the brows. I'm going to take a mixture of all these again and use this as my inner corner highlight. I'm kind of mainly dipping into this shade, so I go through the 3 and then I make sure that a white shade is on top. And then I'm going to pop what's left on the brush right under the arch of the brow. And then I take my translucent powder brush again and blend together the highlight, the bronzer, the blush, just so everything is nice and seamless. So before I apply lip color, I'm going to set the face. I'm going to focus on the outer portions of the face because that's what I want to look more dewy. The center I like to keep a little bit more matte, so I won't put as much setting spray, on those areas. I've been loving this one from Morphe, the Continuous Setting Mist. It's amazing. So I'm going to spray this all over. Woo. And then fan it off to dry. So to kind of go with the natural brow, I'm going to use one of my favorite products. This is the Boy Brow from Glossier. Mine is in the shade Blonde, and I'm just going to lightly brush this through the brows. This will kind of give it more of a like boy brow effect. It holds them in place and it tints them slightly. I love this. So for lips, are you guys ready for the most insane, beautiful, nude pink lip combo in the whole world? I mean it. I got this for Christmas and it's been on my wish list for months and months and months. So I was so happy that I finally was able to try it, but it's seriously amazing. I'm going to start off with the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in the shade Pillow Talk. This is an iconic lip liner and I see why now. It's really amazing. It perfectly mimics the color of the lips, so it's perfect to kind of overline the lips if you like to. I've been kind of into that recently, and a trick that I learned if you do want to overline overline the lips. Be sure that you're using more of a matte color because lip glosses and things will give away your overline lip. And focus the overlining in this area and this area, but when you come to the corners, make sure it connects in your actual lip line, and that will help make it look more natural. So I'm just going to overline them a little bit here and here, and then as I come down, make sure that it connects to my natural lip line. And already you can kind of see it made my lips look larger than they are naturally, but it's not too much, you know? So last year, Charlotte Tilbury came out with the matching lipstick, so I've been loving wearing the matching lipstick with the Pillow Talk lip liner. It's perfect for every day, and I just really feel like it's gonna be one of my favorites this entire year, so I'm gonna apply that right on top. So there you have it, you guys. That completes my everyday makeup look for 2018. I feel like it really represents me right now and going into 2018, what I feel like I want my makeup to look like most of the year. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Hopefully you were inspired. Please let me know in the comments below what your everyday makeup look will look like for this year, what kind of products and trends you are gravitating towards right now. I would love to know. Leave them in the comments below. Thanks again for watching, you guys. I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.